With the newer generation of phones comes with upgrades. And lately, with the technical advances that we longed for in every generation of smartphone has been decreasing year after year. Let me explain. There's this fundamental economic term called the law of diminishing returns, where there is a decrease in the marginal output of a production process as the amount of a single factor of production is incrementally increased, while the amounts of all other factors of production stay constant. Basically, the more improvements you put onto one aspect of something, you're more likely will hit a point where it's not worth unless you improve the other aspects at the same rate. I have been seeing this a lot with new iterations of smartphones. Here's the difference in specs between the recently released Note 10 and the last generation Note 9. And this is for the base models, not the plus versions. You might be saying, well Andrew, you did not list the camera specs for each device, so it won't be a fair comparison at all. And you're right, I didn't list the camera specs for the devices, but I don't need to. Nowadays, every generation smartphone can record full HD video and some even 4K video no problem. The screen size, battery capacity, RAM, and storage is all that are different with each generation, and all that set each phone apart from each other, other than the OS that they are running on. Even with just these 4 specific specs, and even with the Note 9 being released in August of 2018, it has a slightly better screen and battery capacity. There is minuscule performance differences between 6GB of RAM on the Note 9 compared to the 8GB of RAM on the Note 10. There's a great video debunking the myth that more RAM equals better performance by Linus over at Linus Tech Tips. In that video, they used Cinebench to test the performance between 125GB of RAM and 16GB of RAM on a desktop PC. I know that's a different machine altogether, but trust me, there is literally a 0.996% difference in performance between 128GB and 16GB. That is crazy. Sometimes upgrades are a necessity. I upgraded from my Razer smartphone to a Canon T3i to improve the quality of my videos. But we don't need to upgrade our phones every year, especially when your current phone is in great condition. While writing for this video, I found a great video from Matt DeVella.
You are a minimalist.
That is basically this video in a nutshell, with more cinematic stuff. In that video, I saw in the comments of the 3 main questions that you could ask yourself when upgrading. 1. Can you afford it? If you're struggling to make payments or in great debt, or just don't have any extra money, then no, you shouldn't spend thousands of dollars on a new piece of glass. Some people swear by the rule where if you can't buy 5 times of something, then you can't afford it once. The second is, how is your current device holding up? Does your current device last you the whole day? Or is it a lot slower than it used to be? Or you're constantly having problems and you can't even use it, so it's more like a paperweight than a phone. And the last one is the difference worth it? What are the benefits of upgrading in your everyday life? Not just features that you might use every once in a while.
Like, I think there is this issue right now of upgrading to new devices or not upgrading to new devices because you don't feel that all that much has changed. Slap another camera on and then people are going to look at the new device and say, oh,
it's upgraded.
It's new. You need a way physically for people around you to know when you place it on the table or hold it to your head that it's newer, better, and you had the money to buy it.
These are the questions that you should be thinking about when considering a new upgrade of any sort, whether that's a new camera, new computer, new desk, new shirt, new skin. I'm just joking on the last one. But before you do any upgrades, you should ask yourself them 3 questions and use the 24-hour rule to think of whether you should or should not upgrade at all. Thank you so much for watching this video.